Time now for the Sports Six-Pack with Andrew Rogers.
You know what time it is. It's time to send in those questions. Sports Six-Pack. Crack open an ice-cold beer and, drink it with me. Have some fun. We'll be cracking 6 of them here with your questions that you sent in yesterday. I have them loaded up, but hey, if you want to send in a question right now, send it in to @Hurrdat Sports. DM that question in or send me a personal DM @Andrew Rogers TV. I'll answer the question. Maybe I even name drop for you. Who knows? We'll make you popular on this show. Shaner's got your questions queued up. Shane, kick us off.
Question number 1.
Win or lose, what are you looking forward to most on Saturday in Lincoln?
I think I'm looking forward to how packed Memorial gets to support this team, the seniors, in their final home game. You know, tickets, I did some research this morning, were only $9 to $10 on SeatGeek. Yeah, you got to deal with the fees there as well. But on $9, $10 seats, you're probably looking at tickets for $20 a pop. You got to pay for parking down there, right? Which is wherever you park, $20?
Right.
So you're looking at going to a Nebraska football game, a college football game, Power 5 game, soon to be Power 2 game for $40. Very reasonable for a family to go check out the Huskers this weekend.
That's not bad.
Because you're not looking at $20, per. Say you get 4 tickets, you're all taking one car. You show up, say it's $20 a ticket after fees. Paying $80, $100 for the day to bring your family of 4 to Lincoln to watch the Huskers play football in one of the best sporting venues in the country when it comes to college football. That seems like an awesome day. That's what I'm probably looking forward to most in this game. I don't want to get into the bells and whistles of what needs to go right for Nebraska versus, what they need to do to stop Wisconsin. We did that on Wednesday, and I don't think we need to go any deeper into that. But grab the family, go freeze your butt off in Lincoln. It's supposed to be, a high of 28, something like that. I can't think of a better way to spend Saturday.
I agree.
Question number 2.
Would you rather work for, this is interesting, would you rather work for Michael Scott or Mr. Burns?
Sorry, Bill Hipsher, I can't pick you in this scenario. But I'll pick Michael Scott. I think I'm just an Office fan. Isn't Mr. Burns The Simpsons?
Yeah, he's The Simpsons.
Yeah, and he runs that power plant?
That is correct.
Is he like a bigwig? Like I wasn't a huge Simpsons watcher. Was he like a mean guy?
He's
is he like a big power authoritarian?
He's very, if you could compare it to
power hungry.
If you could compare it, you could almost say that he was maybe more like Al Davis.
Who's Al Davis?
The Raiders owner.
Oh, okay.
As in,
leave it to you to make a Raiders reference.
Yes, as in, he would very kind of power hungry, very about his
wealth, his popularity,
and he's at the age to where he doesn't necessarily make good decisions either.
I think it would just be fun to work in the office next to Jim Halpert. Love that guy. He's one of my favorites. If I could be Jim in that show, I would. But yeah, I think Michael Scott, he's not the brightest of owners, but he would sure make the office fun.
He definitely would.
So I'll stick with him.
Question number 3.
TNF. Does Aaron Rodgers does Aaron Rodgers have what it takes to rebound and bring the Packers back to the playoffs?
Of course, there's still potential for that. I just don't want to buy into the Packers this year because they've played one good game. They're fortunate to be 4-6 at this point. But they're definitely not out of the wild card race. Giants are 7-3, second place in that division behind the Eagles. Cowboys are 6-3, same division. Seahawks 6-4, they're the division leader. You look at the 49ers, they're 5-4. And then the Packers are 4-6. There's still potential. We're only week 11,
right?
6 more games to go.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of time for this team to figure it out. Yeah, I'd say they're still a shot for them to rebound, but just because they've played one good game and they've looked like the Packers team we've always thought they were going to be this year, I won't solidify that claim.
Anytime the Packers lose, I'm all about it.
Same.
Question number 4.
How would you bet the Nebraska-St. John's basketball game tonight?
This is interesting because DB and I on Morning Dump talked about our favorite plays. He went to the money line for St. John's. I don't think he went the spread. He said he liked St. John's. I don't want to speak for him, but I would assume that means money line. I would bet the over in this game. And I'll tell you why again. Both teams are far too fast-paced to bet the under in this game. There's so many better scorers on this Nebraska team opposed to last year. St. John's is shooting over 40% from outside early on this season. That's where Nebraska gives up most of their points, or at least 40% of their points defensively come from 3. I like the over for that reason. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and if you bet the under, well, life's too short to bet the under.
Well, you should bet the under.
Nope.
I think you should.
Is that because you're a short guy?
Question number 5.
Notice that you didn't answer that question.
Yeah, I fell short on that.
Yes.
Andrew, you're a Cardinals fan. Just checking in to see how you're doing after watching Sandy Alcantara
Not good.
win the Cy Young.
Yep. Sandy Alcantara winning the Cy Young Award. Shaner, I'm not good, man. Not good. It hurts. Do you remember that trade? It was when the Cardinals traded for Marcell Ozuna. I think that was back in, 2017, 2018?
A while ago.
Well, here are some names that we traded.
Okay.
We traded Sandy Alcantara, now the Cy Young winner.
Right.
And Zach Gallen was also in that trade, and he is arguably the best pitcher on the Diamondbacks right now. So we gave up 2 starting pitchers. Shanner, when we talk about the Cardinals and the need to fill certain areas, guess what their biggest need to fill is?
Are the Cardinals kind of like a feeder team? They just kind of...
They have one of the best farm systems in all of baseball, no doubt.
Like their major league team is a farm system for other major league teams?
You hope that that's not the case when you have the MVP on your team. Has the MVP been named yet? I don't think so.
I didn't hear it.
So, but 2 out of 3 are on the Cardinals right now. In the final 3. Let me just clarify. It has not been named yet, but Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado are 2 names on that list, and I bet Goldschmidt wins the MVP. But aside from that, I wouldn't say the actual Major League Baseball team's the feeder team, but they have a great farm system. I can't believe that's how the trade panned out for the Cardinals. I thought Ozuna at the time was a great spot. But Ozuna was he was the ugly stepchild to the Marlins outfield. It was Christian Yelich, it was Giancarlo Stanton, and it was Marcell Ozuna. When Stanton didn't choose the Cardinals and ended up going to New York, then it was, hey, we want Yelich. And then they're like, well, we're not going to trade Yelich, so you have to settle with Ozuna. So we trade this massive package for Ozuna, and then Yelich, same year, gets traded to the Brewers. I couldn't believe it. So we got the ugly stepchild.
Question number 6.
I feel like I need a beer fridge in here for some reason.
Let's get one.
What's your reaction to Justin Jefferson's gloves and arm sleeves getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?
How ridiculous. Yeah, I know it's on display. It's not technically inducted, but how ridiculous, bro. 1 catch. To remember 1 catch, I know it was a sweet catch, but you don't need gloves and you don't need an arm sleeve to remember that catch. For the rest of time, at least because we witnessed it, and I don't know is OBJ's stuff on display after he caught that football.
It probably is. If
Justin Jefferson's is, his better be. But I can remember that. It doesn't have to be on display. And you're telling me that a 4-year-old, 5-year-old kid that may like football, maybe 6 onwards up to 10 years old, are not going to remember that play, that they need
they're
arm
emulating
sleeves
it right now.
Yeah, you don't need that
backyard
stuff. Right after that happened, I guarantee half of the population from the age of 7 years old to 13 years old were in the backyard afterward the very next day doing those same catches, trying to be like Justin Jefferson.
Guaranteed.
Every Minnesota Vikings fan was doing that. So, come on. You're going to put it on display in Canton? What is this, my mom's fridge?
Well, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right away.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't side with that stuff. Like, I've never been to Canton. I don't know what the museum looks like. Is it sweet? Probably. I'll go to Ohio and check it out. Maybe I'll go see Justin Jefferson's armbands and gloves and be the biggest hater of that process.
Who efforts that? Is it the Fame? The Hall of Fame?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they just call up.
I'm assuming they did, but not to say that he can't get an armband and gloves for next week, but what if those were his lucky gloves? Players are superstitious. Now, he wouldn't have foregoed those items if he needed them to win football games. But man, I mean, to remember one catch, stop it. Stop it.
Feeling tipsy yet? Catch more of Andrew Rogers from 7 to 9 in the morning on Hail Varsity Radio.